don't give them the deals. They only give the one the deal that's going to promote the foolishness. Did you know, Brother Oh God, that Tupac, whenever they did the song,
that'll lead the game.
Two of America's Most Wanted, that in the commentary at the end, Tupac said he made a statement. He said, after we get finished with these black bees, we can go after these Jewish. Do you know they made him edit that out?
Wow, not surprised.
They told him you can say black bees, but you can't say Jewish hoes. When Michael Jackson made the song, They Don't Really Care About Us, he said, sue me, Jew me, you will never do me. They've made Sony recall millions of albums to take the word Jew out. Look at Kanye West's old song. He said, I can't remember the exact words. He said something about dope drug dealers buy Jordans and crackheads buy crack. And the white man's getting paid off of all of that. Listen to the radio version. And the word white man is deleted. It's edited out. Wow. So what is it that you can't say negative Jew, you can't say nothing negative about white people, but every song we can make can whoop a nigga, kill a nigga. We can always degrade ourselves, but we can't degrade no other nationality of people. Who set up and who controls that narrative? Think of that for a second. So this is an industry that is controlled by gatekeepers that do not care for the good of the rise of us as a people. They want us to continue to use the gift, skill, and talent that God gave us to reinforce nigga culture and nigga life. Because a black man or a woman functioning like that is a non-threatening entity to white supremacy and the power structure that exists.
You know, Kanye West is a good conversation piece right now to kind of go to, because we've seen him throughout the years, but just recently, Kanye West as a whole, and he hasn't made everybody upset in our culture, but he's made black people upset, he's made white people upset, and just recently, he said some things that people deem to be anti-Semitic. Now, we've had numerous conversations about that conversation on this platform, and we see a lot of people upset about the anti-Semitic or the anti-Semitism he's been quote-unquote spewing, but we ask ourselves, what exactly did he say to deem it anti-Semitic? So can you just break down the term anti-Semitic and why, when it comes to when we as a people just have opposition toward the powers that be, and most of the time that happens to be people from the Jewish community, why they seem so hell-bent on not only calling us anti-Semitics, but just not even having a conversation around, hey, these brothers seem to be claiming that they are the true children of Jerusalem, the true Jewish people. They never want to have that conversation. Can you kind of expound on that?
Well, it is a simple view of the dictionary of the word Semite, and it speaks of a Semite being one of an Afro or African origin, or of the Arab.
Just to make sure that I'm really live and that you can hear me. So before we start, see I'm back with the legend, Professor Griff. Before I start, somebody in the chat, let me know you can hear me. We're actually backstage at the Ashwell Crazy lecture in Stone Mountain. Him and the brother Red Pill opened up for him, and I bumped into my brother Professor Griff. So I said, Griff,
or African origin, or of the Arab population. So in that context, we are the real Semites. So to be anti-Semitic means to be anti-yourself.
Snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys
by which you will never have a platform to express yourself. Do you know that
season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. From the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. first play and a first pass for Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Good D, good D.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Brett Maher on for the extra point. Now this will frustrate a coach right here. The flag is out before they get off the extra point, and this is going to be a delay of game. They'll try it again now after the 5-yard walk-off. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken just shy of the 10. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
So that means that you can just set this down and never plug anything in. No need for a speaker, HDMI, not even a power cord. And you can still watch movies or live TV in your living room or on your deck or tailgating, literally anywhere you want.
Back to it after the pick six. Cousins hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Cousins. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Micah Parsons in there to get him, and on the season now that is 9 sacks for him. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing. But they watch the film as well, so they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game. Last game.
Bad defense. We got lucky, fellas. We dodged the bullet.
My scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
At their own 33-yard line.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. Oh, he's got some breathing room.
Okay, then.
And he is into
Good
the
shit.
end zone for the Cowboy touchdown. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score. and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game. They always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Vikings, nothing.
Joining me now is the
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken from about the 12. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. Is to
oh shit, I fucked up. God damn it. I'm over here falling asleep, god damn it.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They go play action. Cousins.
Alright, way to make up for it.
That's Anthony Barr coming in from his linebacker spot to bring him to the ground.
Well, someone is certainly having a big game, and while that sack doesn't quite have the splash of his pick 6 from earlier, you know he's thrilled to be making big plays during a great individual effort today.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. On 4th down, Michael Pilardi on the punt. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And take it right at the 35. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And they will take over 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes it's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. When they do, and you saw the celebration, pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Again, it's Elliott. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. Prescott to Schultz there for the Cowboy first. A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense will probably need to get off the field in those situations on third down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last third down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another first down. Almost back to the drawing board.
78 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and handling a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run straight ahead here with Pollard.
Ah, good D.
Not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target.
Good D, good D.
That wasn't the primary target. He's so good at it.
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he ripped that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know I can beat that, and that's what he did.
Fourth down, Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on 4th down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it. Makes the right read there, gets the ball to his receiver. They get the first down. It's now 1st and goal.
Now Elliott. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
They'll try again with Elliott. And he will
Good
find his
shit.
way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0.
The fuck is still the first quarter.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 in the first as they kick this one away. Kenny now out of his end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Off the play fake, Cousins. They drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
Third and short yardage, Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
First down, here's Cousins.
Ah.
Dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To the air again, it's Cousins. He's going to get this one down to Cook. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. They'll run for it. Cook. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. And a curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with the first down. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? Just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
What will look like a march to the end zone is at a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they get their offense back on track.
On the move to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So they do come up with their first points in the game, but Charles, the question is going to shift to their defense.
Yeah, the way things have gone, 3 points could become insignificant fast if this grows to 28-3 or 35-3. They need this defense to come up with a stop, and they need to do it now.
This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it.
Ah, shit. We got weed, baby. Blaze up.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They start on the ground with Elliott. That'll hurt the average
Good D.
as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 24 yards.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the pistol, here's Elliott. They find some open field here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 180 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Prescott on the out route. It's Lamb with a grab. Touchdown.
Good motherfucking shit. I was mad.
And the Cowboys are able to add on to their first half lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Lamar on for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the 10. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. Whatever you want to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out the field position at the least.
Open hands, Marquez Stevenson. He's going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try to put some points on the board.
A first down throw for Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. On the move past the 40.
Good shot.
But not before getting us inside the 30. Another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
I'm going to show you what I did. That was crazy. So, like I said, when I opened my other one, every long I tried,
On play action, Cousins.
so I just...
Good D.
His throw's going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Again, it's Cousins. His throw incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
Jalen Reagor was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. Cousins now. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. He made his first attempt at this from 45. The kick by Lambo is good, and they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. So with 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going on.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at the lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, they'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Tonight, the deadly shooting at yet another American school. The horrific scene. A gunman dressed in black opening fire inside a St. Louis high school.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. First down, Prescott. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off.
So first thing comes to my mind is, why didn't they just set on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely, and from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Following the interception, Cousins under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 30. offense. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left. Roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so that he can't just go out in the pocket. He's going to take 25 steps back in the pocket.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Taking him down before he could shoot anyone else. The 19-year-old gunman was reported to have been carrying a long gun, telling students at the Central Visual and Performing Arts High School to get
final play of the half. Prescott. He's going to launch it for Washington. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
To get ready to die. Miguel Almaguer now with late details.
I have never seen anything like this.
A local news helicopter captured the fear and chaos in St. Louis as high school students leapt from a rooftop to escape a young shooter with a long gun.
I was trying to run and I couldn't run. Me to me, I contact and I'm glad I made it out of the gun got jammed.
It happened at Central Visual and Performing Arts.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback.
Quickly made that play with no hesitation, went directly to the top of that ball, which is the expectation, not only the department, but the quarter as well.
7 injured were taken to hospital suffering from gunshot and shrapnel wounds. Among the dead, a beloved teacher, Jean Kuska, and a teenage girl.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to get that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
120 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Pollard going to try the right side. Room here to run. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
A handoff left, Elliott. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Including RSV affecting children, with more states now reporting a shortage of pediatric hospital beds. Gabe Gutierrez is in hard-hit Rhode Island tonight. Tonight, growing concern over a possible triple
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Coming up on 2nd and 7. They go to Elliott again. Ooh, the juke. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That one a first down pickup of 8.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
He's 7 weeks old, so I definitely had fear that I haven't really felt before. Just
all runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run left with Pollard. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from the lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott.
Ooh, good D.
For the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. So that was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Throwing, Cousins. Smith. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Play action now. Cousins. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Micah Parsons getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Looking to throw.
Oh, that was the pick. Damn.
They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense.
And how about this, a fake?
I knew it.
And this is caught.
Fucking knew it. Good shit.
They get the first. The trick play works.
I got you, playboy.
18 yards on that fake and a first down.
Okay, that was a fake punt, and it was successful throwing the football. I know you threw the football in your past off of a fake.
Yeah, but unsuccessful back in my high school days. Old Tim Jones dropped and hit him right in the numbers. But I'll tell you what, these guys, they love this opportunity, don't they? A chance to get involved.
They certainly do, and many of them were quarterbacks or big-time players when they were in high school and college. So to get back doing what they did before, always fun.
Cousins gives way to Cook.
Damn. All right, dear. Good shit.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12.
Good shit.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Cut that shit out.
Signal for and taken successfully. set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
Russia today taking its allegations that Ukraine plans to use a dirty bomb in its own territory to the UN after Kyiv in the U.S. denounced those claims as a lie. It comes as Russia.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have to lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
You got to blaze up another one, baby.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he's going to be stopped.
Hold on to that route.
First down marker at the Vikings' 40-yard line. 144 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At this stage of the game, where the scoreboard is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. Things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is. The things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, you got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Also tonight, Kanye West talent agency after his recent offensive comments about Jewish people.
First down carry by Elliott. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them. But all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. Quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscle all over the field and getting pushed down.
Elliott is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
This is where coaches have to spend a lot of time going over situations with their players because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
Again, it's Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his third touchdown so far, number 13 now on the year. And the Cowboys look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that will make this a 19-point game. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 and taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
And I started screaming for him. He didn't answer. And the last place I wanted to look was under the car. I'm like, no.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Cousins now to throw on first down. Hauled in over the middle by Rager. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. 3 yards remain for second down.
One, two, three. I couldn't see any of them over the hood until finally the 11 chart sitting down. I could see the top.
Play fake. Cousins. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Neville Gallimore powering his way in and burying him.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
On third down, Cousins. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Barr, and the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Well, time, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance of victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defensive side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that up.
God damn, Dak.
For the fourth time today. Picked off by Lewis C. And the Vikings will take over here.
My fault.
It's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 punts between last week and this week after that.
And I always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that to me needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a third and long. Back to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like in the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions.
Good game, man.
Not a lot of answers.
Desperation time. Cousins on fourth down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position.
The key reason why this place is such a haven for the Lions, the room to run.
Prescott here to throw. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. multiple defenders in there to drop him. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for Dallas, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And now they'll have the short week ahead as they'll host their annual Thanksgiving Day game on Thursday. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll try again next week at home against New England.
Are top of mind for voters in our poll. What does it all mean for the midterms? And the U.S. and NATO reject Russia's claim that Ukraine is planning to use a dirty bomb, fueling new fears of just how far Russia is willing to go 8 months into the war. Now, I'm Kristen Welker. We are just 15 days out from the 2022 midterm elections, if you can believe it. And voters are voting as we speak. Early voting is now underway in 31 states. And data from our partners at Target Smart shows that more than 7.5 million voters have already cast their ballots. Now, according to our new NBC News poll, voter interest is at an all-time high, with the majority of Americans saying these congressional elections are more important than